This is our coverage of Dell Technologies World 2019. JB with you again. We've had great conversations with thought leaders, with executive leadership team, and with incredible partners. One of those is with us right now, Anand Swamy, Global Head, HCL-Dell 360 Ecosystem. Anand, thanks for being with us. Great to see you.
Same here. Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Since you've been here, so what's the week been like for you as your
It's
HCL
been, it's been crazy, but then a fantastic week, right?
Yeah.
Great meetings, great announcements, and really excited to see how all of the new announcements kind of going to play out in the marketplace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for those that don't know, the few that don't know, what does HCL do exactly?
Yeah, we are a global technology firm helping our customers reimagine the way they do business in the digital age, right? Roughly about 132,000 employees across 44 countries. We do about $8.4 billion of revenue.
Yeah.
And growing at a good clip.
That's a good place to be with growth underneath your belt. So let me ask you something. Anything cool happen this week for you guys at HCL?
Yes, a couple of different things. So we got into the President's Circle again. And we won the America's Partner of the Year award.
Congratulations.
So, it's been a good week so far.
That's right. I feel like this might be a little letdown. I'm sorry. You just have to talk to me. That's the congratulations on all that. So obviously, you talk about the 8 billion plus in revenue with growth under that.
Yeah.
What has been that driver? What's driving all that growth?
A couple of things, right? One is the marketplace itself. Okay. All our customers, are absolutely looking at our business and saying, how can they kind of, reimagine that, right?
Right.
Number one. So we work with about, 250 of the Fortune 500 and roughly about 650 of the Global 2000. Okay. And all of them are really looking at, how can they use the new set of, digital technology platforms.
Right.
Our portfolio, of integrated services, solution service, around these, cloud and IoT, I think is helping us capture a lot of market share, from our customers. Second thing is that, about a few years back, we said we're going to go, go to market with our Mode 1, Mode 2, Mode 3 strategy. Okay. And the last few years of absolute laser-focused execution around that has helped us a lot.
That's great. That's a way to do it. Now, as a partner, as the partner of the year, how is that? First of all, how has it grown? How's that partnership grown? How has it developed? And how has it supported that work?
Oh yeah, great question. So it's been a fabulous journey.
Yeah.
Right, we've actually doubled our business over the last 18 months.
Just over the last 18?
Last 18 months, we've kind of doubled our business. So it's been fantastic. And the second thing, from my perspective, when I look at the growth, it's been across all the SBUs, or strategic business units of Dell, right, and across geographies, okay. And so it's it's been a great journey, and both the organizations do believe that there's a lot more we can do in the market over the next few years. So.
Well, with that, that's amazing. That 18 months is just a staggering number. What's it look like today? What's that partnership look like? Feel like? How's it operating?
It's a couple of different things that are happening, right? One is, I personally believe that the reason why we've been able to kind of grow, I call it 3 Ps when I talk to my teams, and one is products, right? Second is process, and third is people, right? When I say products, today, when you look at the Dell technology portfolio, okay, it's very relevant in the digital context of what the customers are trying to do, right? So all the discussions we are having, there is some relevance to the product stack that Dell has, right? The last few, all the good announcements around Dell Technologies Cloud, closer integration with Microsoft, integrated data protection suite, all of that, I think, is only going to increase the momentum that we have.
Yeah.
The second thing that I spoke about is process. And what I mean by that is, there's a very clear view and vision of where we want to take this partnership, from where we are to where we need to be. And that comes with, a lot more of, clear strategy around account planning and how do we kind of go into markets and what kind of solutions we take, etc. The third and most important one is people. Yeah. We have an absolute great set of, folks working on both sides of the organization to help grow this partnership.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it many times over the course of this week, that these innovations are coming at lightning speed, and that culture and mindset is one of the things that we've had to help people understand on the customer side where things were headed to help them get business ready.
Yeah.
With that sort of construct, what are some of the things that customers come to HCL looking for, and how have you been able to optimize those successes?
Yeah. Few big things, right? One is all of us know that every organization is looking at how can they re-architect their business processes,
Right.
their business fundamentally, right? Now that's one, and especially today, if you really look at even something like a cloud, right? We sit in a very unique position to kind of help drive that thought process for our customers to say, okay, what's your right cloud strategy? Where are your workloads, right? Should you kind of go down a public cloud, or should you have a kind of hybrid, a strategy around it? So just fundamentally architecting the solution. The second one, is data, right?
Yeah.
We're generating so much of data, and it's only becoming more, right? So how can you use data better, more intelligently, okay, to drive positive business outcomes? So that's the next big thing that we are saying.
Yeah.
The third one, because of there's so much of data,
Yeah.
right? How do you protect the data? How do you manage the data,
Yeah.
right? Especially around cybersecurity. Most of the CIOs and CTOs we talk to, one of the biggest concerns that they have is actually securing the data, securing their assets. But I fundamentally believe the most important thing that customers are grappling with is how can they do all of this in a human-centric way,
Interesting.
right?
Yeah.
Because I believe that if you don't put humans in the center of digital transformation, right, the transformation is going to fail.
Really?
So,
Yeah.
so those are some of the big things that our customers are coming and talking to us about, and we are helping them navigate that path.
So, I mean, and within that mind then, so you've had great successes over that. What's at the center of that, do you think? Do you think it's that human first idea, or is it the combination, or how do you see that?
We see that as a combination,
Yeah.
right? We've seen our organizations, a lot of organizations kind of look at digital transformation just purely from a technology standpoint.
Right.
And they go through this process, for about a year or two, and then they realize there's something missing because they're not getting the ROI that they thought they would, by doing that,
Right.
And then they realize that, how important that human element is, and transforming around it. Because end of the day, technology is something that we consume, right? And if we are not making that human-centric, it becomes very difficult to be successful in your endeavor.
Yeah, I mean, that seems to be, it's great to hear it put that way too. It's because that seems to be a theme that's popped up over and over again in these conversations, that there's so much data, tsunami. We have a lot of different terms for it too. We have tsunami of data,
Yeah.
we have deluge of data, we have overwhelming data, but none of it's like, we have a nice amount of data. It's always so much. That how to process that to enable people to do things, right? And that seems to be a big part of what HCL is about.
Yes.
And so have you found that within that human element of it, that the Dell partnership fits that as well? That's a big part of it?
Yeah, absolutely. It is a big part of it, right? Because again, the way we look at this partnership, from a global perspective, we believe that there's two things. One is from a technology standpoint of human element, but
Yeah.
the second thing is people who are actually driving these initiatives.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So I think both of this is coming together very well from what we're doing together in the market.
Yeah, I'd say it's going really well from a number standpoint, from a person standpoint, and from an award standpoint. It's happening well.
Absolutely. It's going great.
Where does that travel take you then as an award-winning organization?
This year, it's going to take us to South Africa.
Okay.
So
Well,
it's going to be
congratulations.
fun.
Let me guess, now, real quick before we let you go, I know you got a lot to go do. When we're back here next year, what do you hope to have accomplished between this conversation and then?
I think our vision is to be a $1 billion 360 ecosystem,
All right.
and I hope we'll be close to that.
My guess is you'll not only you'll probably be close to it, and if not, have surpassed it, and then probably another award then wrapped up in all that.
I hope we do.
Anand, it was great to see you, man. Thanks for stopping
Pleasure.
by.
Yeah, thank
Absolutely
you.
great to talk to you. One of our great partners, an outstanding partner in HCL, right there. Thank you for listening to that conversation. Many more coming from Las Vegas in Dell Technologies World 2019.